Ooh, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 2 of TyraniTalk, your weekly review of all things Pokemon. Thank you all so much for being here. I really love to see some new faces, some old faces. I hope you enjoyed watching Pikachu count us down. Also, I don't know, let me know if it helps if I hold this microphone or not. I don't know if the sound quality gets better or less echoey. Something I'm experimenting with. And you know, sometimes it's fun to hold the mic. I feel kind of like an MC or like a singer or something. I don't know. So hello everyone, thanks so much for coming. Hey Creamy Seth, hey Zoe, hey that one girl Popey, Kobo the Adobo, been a long time, good to see you. Zoe Schreiner, thank you all for coming. If you are here in the live stream, I really appreciate you catching it live, or if you're watching this in post, thank you for doing that as well. So last week was our first episode, a little bit of a hectic one, a little bit of a long one. Just kind of went through basically everything Pokemon TCG related that I know about, and then like going on in my life. So it was over like 2 hours basically, which was a lot of fun. But I know that that's a lot, so definitely will be keeping it shorter, I think, when it's just me. But I guess it probably just depends on how long I ramble about Pokemon for on a given Tuesday. But yeah, there's kind of some basics that I want to do like every week. So you'll kind of see the theme of that. But really the best part is that we just get to talk about Pokemon and all the cool new things going on. So, shit, look at the dang watermark. I swear I didn't see that when I was editing this earlier. I will also do my best to just check the chat between every slide or so, just so that we can continue chatting and get any questions integrated into the show here. But I want to start off with our Pokemon or card of the week. So shout out Creamy Seth. This was actually driven by him and his massive Mega Charizard X UPC rip. He got the first one opened up and got fat nothing out of it. Had the huevos, the balls to juggle with fate, and boy howdy did he ever step on fate's toes when he was dancing, and he packed an SIR here. So this dude W rip. Let's go, Seth. Let's go. So if you want, if you have a minty rip of the week that you've gotten, go ahead, join us in our Discord. If you haven't, you can check my link in the bio. But you can just send me your hit of the week, and maybe we'll choose that Pokemon card of the week, or maybe we'll have a viewer rip of the week. I don't know. This could go anywhere. Okay, that's what's crazy. I'm gonna go back to holding this now. It feels comfortable at times. Anyways, Absol, great Pokemon. Obviously, again, I'm biased because massive Gen 3 fan. Okay, I'm the champion of Hoenn currently. Steven can suck it. And Absol's a great Pokemon. I always thought it was really interesting growing up because it was one of those ones that you kind of felt a little guilty for liking it because it has a really cool design, and dark types were still kind of new back then. But it doesn't evolve from anything, so it's kind of lame in that way, but sick Pokemon. I also never got the move Razor Wind. I don't know if any of y'all remember that. But it was this stupid ass move that I think came out in Gen 3. I don't know. It required a charge up, but only did 90 damage. It was a dumb move. I just remember Absol getting it and me being like, why did I do that? Why did I learn that? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Drop in the comments if I'm missing something about Razor Wind. S tier, no evolution, non-legendary, non-mythical. I agree. The GOAT, honestly, and it has Sucker Punch. So moving on from Mega Absol, we know it's the GOAT. It's got the cool scythe. It's also got 2 megas now. It has the normal one that we're seeing here in the card, but there's also the Z version now that's available in Legend ZA that I think is a ghost type as well, like a dark ghost type. If you haven't seen that though, we'll look it up. Let me get a new tab of Google Chrome going here. And we will do just that. Mega Absol Z. I can't leave you guys hanging. Like that. Here's an image of it. It's got pink wing, kinda. Its wing kind of opens up. It looks kind of meaty though. I don't know. Honestly, it looks kind of like a Stranger Things character more than a Pokemon in some ways. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. I don't like a lot of the Z's yet, but I also haven't completed, like, 100%ed the ZA DLC yet. So, like, I caught Darkrai, but I haven't gotten all the Megas yet. So, maybe there's some that I really will like out there. Okay. With the Pokemon of the Week out of the way, I wanted to get into just, like, a deep dive on Radiant collections, because I don't know if you're new to the hobby, old to the hobby, you might have a different like level of understanding of what this means when you hear Radiant collection, but the truth is that it means like 3 different things and they're named the same, which is so frustrating. There's so many words that you could use to describe something. So I don't know, it's just annoying that they use the word Radiant 3 times. I didn't have a really good grasp on this at all until like literally last week. And I consider myself to be like pretty knowledgeable about Pokemon cards at this point. Not the best, but pretty good. And I was very surprised. So just wanted to clear this up a little, clear the air. What is a Radiant collection? Which one are you talking about? How many are there? That kind of thing. So to start off, there are 3. The oldest one is from the Black and White set called Legendary Treasures. So they were all in that one set. There's, I want to say, like, I might be getting my numbers mixed up on which actual Radiant collection has this many, but Legendary Treasures, I want to say, has like 30 something, 32 maybe. The second one, so that was, probably in like 2011 or so, 2012 maybe, Legendary Treasures came out, so a long time ago. Generations came out, that was the 20th anniversary Pokemon set. That had another Radiant collection. I want to say had 25. And then Sword and Shield, last era, had a Radiant collection as well. But the difference there is that those Radiant cards were kind of spread out across multiple different sets. So you couldn't just buy one set and then get all the Radiant cards out of that one set. Sword and Shield, you had to hunt multiple sets to get all of the cards in the Radiant collection, if you will. So now that we kind of talked about broadly what they are, we'll just look at each specific one. So this is you might have recognized this from last week's show. This is the Radiant collection from Sword and Shield that I collected. This is missing the Radiant Greninja, because I sent that off to PSA for grading. It's not like a super expensive card or anything. Mine just looked really good, and I was like, well, I'll pick it up. I'll sell my PSA 10 one and buy a raw one for my collection for like $3, that stonks right there. Big profits, like $47 of profit right there. But this is what it looks like from the Sword and Shield era. The other sets are actually like serialized as a Radiant collection. So like, how a set shows like the number of the card and says like this card's like number 1 out of like 400 of the set, whatever. The other Radiant collections will say that. They'll say like RC1, standing for Radiant collection, RC1 out of 25 or RC1 out of 32. But this Radiant collection, the Sword and Shield one, doesn't do that because it's just mushed into the other sets in this era. So I think you can see here, there's 3 from Go, the Venusaur, the Charizard, and the Blastoise. There's at least 2 from Crown Zenith, 3. I don't remember which one the Greninja's from. There's a few from Crown Zenith, though. Definitely the Radiant Charizard being the big one there. And some from Silver Tempest, Lost Origin, and that Eevee Go is even a promo, that Radiant Eevee. So that makes it one of the more expensive ones out of the set. But yeah, so they don't have like a serialization like the other sets do, but they do have this really distinct kind of reverse holo finish there. Kind of like that, I don't even know what you would call that, like a crystal kind of look, crystalline, almost like a ray. Really cool to kind of like shake around in the light and just kind of see it there. Very cool cards. Pretty cheap collection again too, if you're ever looking to collect like a quick set. It's got, like 15, 16 cards in it. And the most expensive one is like $15, being the Radiant Charizard, I think from Go is more expensive, and the Radiant Eevee, I think around the same price, like 15 each. Every other card, pretty cheap. So if you want a set you can do in under $100, this is a great one for you. And it's pretty. They're all shiny Pokemon. Who doesn't like that? How many of these you rip, he said. I actually only packed a few of them. I packed the Eternatus. I want to say, the Hawlucha, and the Steelix, and the Greninja. So maybe like 4 of them. They're not all that like uncommon or anything. But yeah, I don't recommend like I don't know, ripping packs until you pack like a specific one, because like the packs that these are coming out of are expensive now. Like Crown Zenith is like $15, you know, each. So the single are just way more worth it if you're looking to complete this. How would you cook an Absol? Hypothetically, of course. That's tough. Do you remember that one? I want to say it's the second Pirates of the Caribbean where they try to cook Jack Sparrow and they just kind of have him hanging from like a stick over like an open flame. I'd probably go that way, just low and slow, au natural, you know, the Alolan way, if you will. I think that would be good. Or you could do luau style too, like dig a pit and you know, bury it in like while it's in there with some coals for a long time, you know, and then you have like a whole ceremony. That's what Absol really deserves, but I don't know. I feel like Absol would be the kind of person to haunt you. I want to collect again, but only buy singles. Dude, that's what I've been leaning towards recently. I've been doing a lot more. I've still been ripping, I'm not gonna lie. But I've been doing a lot more buying singles recently than like sealed and ripping stuff, I guess I would say. I just anticipate prices on a lot of the cards I'm buying going up, and there's a lot of collections like this Radiant collection that I want to collect out there, so it's tough. There's always more to collect and limited money to spend. But that's why we gotta all pack shadowless base set Charizard somehow. There's a super low quality picture, but because this one's pretty big, this is the Generations Radiant collection. So this is all from the Generations set you can pack this whole collection out of. And so back then they didn't have like illustration rares either, so they have a couple, I think like a handful of like art rares, what they call them, but they're kind of like that full art that we're used to now. And so a lot of these too, like I think all of them, they have like these little charms on like the left hand side of the card. Let's actually switch to we'll go to TCG player Generations Radiant collection. This should be able to show us, I think there we go. Yeah, okay, so TCG player can show us. And I only have, I think, 1 or 2 of these cards so far, but it is something that I am collecting. So let's see. Yeah, so here are some of the singles from Radiant collection. You can see a lot of them are pretty pricey. Like this one actually has like some cards that are in the, you know, the single digits, like $1, $3, whatever. So not bad. But you can see some of the heavier cards here. Like we'll look at all 5 of these. Oh god. Let me split that up. The technical difficulties. There's this Charizard too. Let's see page 2. Oh, this Flareon is very iconic. You guys have all probably seen this. This Flareon's not a 4, but that goes for a lot too. So a lot of these are worth a lot. You can see here is one of them, though, is one of the most expensive cards of the set, is this Mega Gardevoir. Very cool, kind of got its own unique style that you don't really see anywhere else with this red and black and the 2 Gardevoirs. I think one's a shiny and one isn't. But this is what I was talking about here, kind of on the left-hand side. You can see these charms, kind of. And so there's, each card will have a varying amount of them and, you know, different ones, but I don't know why they put them there. I don't know if it's supposed to mean anything other than just cute little charms that go up on the side. I don't know. Let me know if you do. But this is one of the more expensive cards of the set, along with, of course, a Pikachu they're going to throw in a Radiant collection. So I think this is kind of going in with the theme too, that like, you know, like I think they were trying to include shinies in the Radiant collection. I think that's why they had it in that one we just showed of the Gardevoir, but they definitely capitalized on the shinies in the newest one from the Sword and Shield set. But here's that Pikachu. You know, you can find them for a good price for, you know, heavily played or damaged cards. So if you just want to complete the set and have binder copies, like a lot of times I don't really care about it. Yeah, it makes them, you know, not going to increase in value as much if you care about it. But if you just want a binder copy, I'm kind of glad that there are heavily played cards out there for us to buy. This is one of the more expensive, just basic cards, is this Charizard. Pretty cool. This Flareon is one of the full arts. I see this all the time at card shows for like $100. It is really cool. It's a cute card. You know, you got multiple evolutions on there. This Gardevoir EX is really cute too. It kind of reminds me of like the newer Mega cards you see, where it shows all the evolutions. This was kind of one of the OGs of that. And then this Flareon is, I think, the most expensive not like full art card, almost $40 in good condition. So very expensive, very cool though. That's a very cool card, I can't lie. So yeah, that's kind of Generations. It looks like this is the one set with 32. So you can see here on the cards or just on the set number, it's RC 32. So this is the bigger one. So that is really cool. And then the oldest one, kind of the OG here, I think is probably the coolest one in my opinion. Honestly, it might just be because of the Mew. But a lot of these cards are like pretty expensive. I actually picked up this Ralts and this Curlia both at like flea markets for $1 each, and they both go for, you know, a handful of dollars. So I was pretty stoked about that pickup. I think the Superior up here too, I got for like $1 at my local card shop. But let's look up that now too. Legendary Treasures Radiant Collection. Let's see if it shows up. Okay, it looks like they do have it on TCG Player. Yeah, see, and this is the one that's out of 25. So you'll see the number on all the cards is out of RC 25. And this one actually has a handful of full arts too. So you can see I'll open all the big ones in new tabs, but there's a few of these that I definitely see at card shows a lot these days. So yeah, you're gonna have 20 normal cards and then 5 full arts. So one of them being the Shaman RC 21. Very cool. I think the Emolga is really cute too. It kind of has that Flareon vibe from the last one that we just looked at, that really expensive, not full art one with all the hearts and stuff. This Reshiram is one of my favorites as well, along with that Mew. This is like a card I see going for like $100 in really good condition a lot of card shows. I saw one actually that was, oh man, I saw a dude who had a damaged Reshiram and the Mew that we're going to look at in a second. And they were each like $30. So I really wanted them, but people just kept showing up to his stand and just like trying to sell like huge collections at this card show. It's like, I can't even get the chance to ask this guy for 2 simple cards. You know, in my opinion, if you're showing up with that many cards, you should probably just have your own vendor booth, you know? That way you won't even have to take as much of a cut when you're selling your cards to people either. Yeah. Anyways, well, this Mew is very sick too. This is like I saw this thing for like 40 something bucks because it was damaged, but usually it goes for like 200 in good condition. Very, very cool card. I think one of the best Mew cards out there, honestly. It looks like he's like, I don't even know, like on the rings of Saturn or something almost. If you look at the orange here, it's like a planet. Kind of crazy. Let's see what the boys are saying in the chat. I was gonna buy the Sylveon off a friend, but at the last minute he said he didn't want to sell it. Bro, what a weenie. That dude needs to man up, okay, and sell it. No, that's okay. I just don't know why he baited you. That hurts. That's a cool Sylveon card, honestly. Writing your friend in my death note. That's nice of you. You look like Jesus. Dude, yeah, I don't think this thing's helping. This is like one of my Ren Fair pieces right here, but it was kind of fitting the vibe, you know? But this this tunic looking thing and the hair is not helping. We'll take it though, dude. I'm Pokemon Jesus. We are turning shitty packs into good packs. That was supposed to be a water and wine joke, but it didn't rip that hard. Anyways, I did buy one of these Growlithe this past weekend. It was like pretty moderately played, I think. So it was like $12. So that was good. So I've got yeah, like 4 cards from the collection so far. And see, this Curlia and Ralts, they would have been 15 something bucks combined, 16 bucks, 17 bucks if I bought them, you know, online. But instead I bought 2 heavily played ones for $1 each. So that was cool. That was a good start. We didn't look at the Meloetta, but I think it's kind of what people expect. Singing Pokemon. So that's the Radiant collections. You'll see too on the black or the Legendary Treasures one, this black and white set. Like the reverse holos are pretty cool too. Like they have, and honestly, same for the Generations one. Like you'll see cool patterns that are kind of like more specific to the card, not just like reused across the whole set. So yeah, whenever you see these, just give them a cool little, you know, wave around in your hand so you can see the holo pattern real nice. I think here you can see pretty easy, like the Pikachu has Pikachu heads, stuff like that. So check that stuff out, man. It's cool. I'm a big fan. I'm going to try to collect all those collections at some point. But again, money is money. Generations and the Legendary Treasures ones are a little expensive, so still not that bad apart from the full arts, but yeah, the full arts are the coolest part. So anyways, this is going to be a section we do weekly too, assuming that I spend money every week, which is likely. But let's do it. What I bought this week, this is the inside of a Gen 3 Pokemart. So this is how I started. This is right after episode 1 dropped. I went to the card shop and copped these bad boys. It was an impulse buy, but I just could not with that team up blister. I had been waiting to buy that for a while. They had this at the card shop since I want to say like November, listed at like 280, just a stack of them. No one was touching them. I don't know why. I thought they would have gone sooner. And so when I finally went last Wednesday, I just decided to finally pick it up. Because I was in there and I was looking at how much they were, and like the only price I could find online was like $350 for the blister, and I was like, holy shit. So $70 under market, I picked it up. Glad I did, because that weekend when I went to the card show we'll talk about in a minute, I couldn't even find loose. The cheapest I could find a loose or even sleeved pack was like $320. So a blister would have gone for definitely like $350 at a card show, it sounds like. So I'm glad I picked it up when I did. I had bought a loose pack probably like 9 months ago, 10 months ago maybe. So last year, for like 130, which was was also low for the time. So I kind of wanted to upgrade that. I want to be like, you know, a strong Viking of Pokemon and rip the loose team up pack, but it's like I paid 130 for it, and it's now worth like 260 even for the loose pack. So I don't know. It would hurt. Maybe we'll do that as like a follower goal or something. Maybe we'll do that. But team up is a 6 set, so it's just very brutal. So there are some really cool cards I want out of there. We can take a look at them if you haven't seen them before. They're so sick. Also, if you ever want to see what cards are in a set and just like what are the best cards, you can pretty much just do what I'm going to show you right now. You can just type in the set name, so in our case team up, and then just price guide, and you'll just click the TCG player link that it is going to come up. And once you're here too, you can kind of go to different sets by just their set drop down and choose different ones. But this is always pretty much how I do it, and then just filter by market price, or sort by market price I should say. And you can immediately see if you sort by highest prices first, you can kind of see what the biggest hit cards or chases are out there. Not necessarily what'll be your favorite, you know, still look at all the set. You can also look by number if you want. That might help too. And if you just go from bottom to top, because bottom usually has like the full arts, you know. Anyways, I like to filter by price because that is generally what the coolest cards are, the most expensive. It just helps. My biggest chase card out of this, if you guys ever use TCG Player, let me know if your pictures started wiggling when you hover over recently. I don't know, within the past few months or so. I know everyone chases this Latios and Latios Lovebirds. You guys are probably familiar with that if you're watching. But this Magikarp and Whaler is actually my chase. This is probably my favorite tag team out there that I can think of. This is so cool. It's got like such Bubble Mew energy too. It's fun. It's very fun. And it's recently breached 1,000, it looks like. So it's been going up, which is scary. As team up goes up though, that makes sense. There's a really cool Sabrina in here. I'm not much for the waifu cards, but like this is actually a cool trainer card, it looks like. There was some other cool cards in here too. I feel like whatever. Cool set though. Let me know if you think I should rip it despite the terrible hit rate and expensive ass price tag. I'm also trying to focus more on just like cool cards I like in just collecting different like kind of sets or connecting arts, stuff like that. So I picked up this Jolteon for my plasma collection that I have. A really cool reverse holo. This Crobat Delta species, that's a holo as well. This Feebas is a connecting art with the melodic from Surging Sparks, if you haven't seen. It's really cool. So we're gonna look it up now. Yeah, look at this. Look at this connection. So it looks like this, stacked on top of each other. So it's kind of like Feebas is like that, you know, underfeeding, kind of lives in the dark depths of the pond, and then rising to the surface, this beautiful Beautiful sea serpent, Milotic. Yeah, very sick, very cool card. So I don't know. I have these all. I just moved a lot of the like connecting art cards out of my top loader binder into just like a normal zipper binder, which like they're still sleeved and very well protected, but it just stresses me out because I'm like some of the cards in here are expensive, and so are like some of the cards I'm gonna buy. Like that Melodic's like I'd have to check, but like at least $70, you know. So I don't know. Let me know if you'd be stressed about that or if you think it's fine too. If I ever, need to sell them or move, I'm sure I'd put them in a top loader and just, secure them that way for the time being. But yeah, Sawsbuck's the same. It connects with a here you can just look up if you ever need to look up a connecting art, you can just look up connecting art and then type the Pokemon name. If you're, ever need to. But here's the Sawsbuck and Deerling, that's what it's called. Really cute connecting art there. I love it so much. So I have half of it now. And I'm in it for the art most of the time when I'm buying singles too, with different exceptions. But so Japanese is cool with me, especially just for connecting art sets. So that's sick. Lunatone as well as a connecting art with Soul Rock. I love that one. I actually completed it at the card show after I bought the Lunatone. So if we do connecting art Lunatone. Yeah, this guy. Very cool, man. I love that one. I actually have them arranged differently. Maybe I should arrange them that way. But it kind of looks cool the way I did because if you see the grass kind of trails off on the left side of the Lunatone and the right side of the Soul Rock. So I feel like it kind of connects that way. But maybe the sun and the moon, you want them close together. I see it either way. Not how I set it up though. Whatever. So those were my midweek pickups. It was a very expensive haul. Oh, I also got the Mew EX for my Venusaur deck that I'm playing with. But it was an expensive haul for a damn Wednesday. I can't lie. That is hard as fuck. Let's go. That is, yeah, it is. You're right, Creamy Seth. But yeah, big Wednesday, especially when you're going to a card show that weekend. But it had to be for the team up. It had to be. That's a good long-term hold that I've since hung up. So next was Saturday. I took my buddy Josh to his first card show. Actually, huge day for him. I have a picture that I didn't want to just throw a picture up of him up on this PowerPoint, but he traded in a prismatic ETB he had been keeping and a prismatic booster bundle. He traded those for a Bubble Mew in English. Well, he also paid like over $300, but that's fine. Don't think about that. But it was like a grail for him. It's a grail for me, so I definitely understand. But like, he was just on his mission. He wasn't caring about anything but Bubble Mew when we were at this card show, and I was proud of him. I was like, good for you. You had a goal and you set out to do it. Because if you haven't been to a card show before, it's kind of hard sometimes to find if you're looking for something very specific and you are also trading in something very specific. Like in his case, he's trying to trade in sealed product. So not every vendor is going to want to buy sealed product off of you. Not every vendor is going to give you a good price. Not every vendor is going to have English Bubble Mew for a good price either, So the stars have to align correctly, and you have to make it, you have to make it happen too. But he did. He ran out there and he was like, it was funny because like we would be at these like vendors and I would just be perusing because look at all the singles I bought. Like I'm looking for so many different kinds of singles. So like I was like perusing and I could tell like after like a few seconds there he would just be like itching because like the Bubble Mew wasn't there, and so I'd be like, dude, you can just go, man. You clearly you're not intimidated by the atmosphere or anything of this card show. Like just go do your thing. Just come back when mission's been accomplished. Like you got this. I know you do. And he did. He cooked. So I was really happy for him. It was an awesome first card show for him. We did spend like 3 or 4 hours there. But it was a great time. It was actually shout out Charlie's Collectible Show, I guess. This is my first one I'd been to. And I'd heard good things about it. But we're in North Carolina, and so we got terrible weather last weekend with a lot of ice. So these shows started popping up, I want to say in like November, and they've been going at least monthly since then, at the same place, at this like older mall in Raleigh where it's been like, I thought this mall was going to shut down. And then it kind of seems like Charlie's Collectible Show is like reviving it. And it's a kind of a sick vibe because it's inside, pretty open air. It's like not hot like a lot of normal card shows are. And it's just like out in like the middle area where like those like kind of kiosks would normally be. So it's really sick. And this one, like I said, we had inclement weather last week, and like a lot of the East Coast did, and it kind of iced everything out on Sunday. So they had said going into the weekend, shows only on Saturday. So I don't know. I was like, oh, maybe the show will be small and like not that big of a deal because of the bad weather. But I think everyone was like, let's all go get Pokemon on Saturday because it's not going to be coming on Sunday. And like we pulled up and it was just packed. It was so packed, which was awesome for them. I think that was great. But it was like you couldn't even like get in front of a vendor's table on at like 90% of the tables because there was just so many people, which is like, again, a good problem to have. But I was just so surprised. I was like, oh my god, this is not my normal card show experience. Like normally you can't go to any given vendor necessarily if like, you know, on your whim, but most of the time at a card show it's like there's plenty of room, you know, and it's not super crowded. Of course there's exceptions to like Collecticon and shit, but I digress. Very packed. Very fun though. It just took a long time to get around and look at everything. I spent a lot of money. I was going in with 2 goals in mind. Number 1, get this Pokemon Center Fusion Strike ETB. That was priority number uno. I loved the way that looks so much more than just the base set ETB. And I've just been wanting it for a long time. So I saw it last year, I think around March, for like, I want to say $220 at a card shop. And I was like, ooh, should I? It's only that much. And I didn't. And now looking back on it, when this thing was listed for like $350 when I bought it. But yeah, I was trying to haggle with the guy because I'd seen like recent sales for $320 online, and he was like, no, I saw one for $390, and I was like, that was like one, you know. So he's like, I don't want to go lower, and I was like, okay. And so I was like, I'll make him budge if I buy some singles I want. So I think I ended up finding the Steel Arceus that I really needed. I bought the Charizard V-Star, that promo. And I bought a couple other cards off of him that I don't remember specifically which one. When you go to a card show, it's kind of a blur. But I think for the vendors and the patrons. But I ended up trading him to 3 of my cards. A Bulbasaur Illustration Rare that I just packed on my birthday from 151. I had 2 of those, so, you know, offloaded 1. And then some duplicate promos of the Mega Charizard X from the UPC and the Oricorio from the UPC. They gave me like $70 of cards for those, which I was like, that was kind of exactly what I was hoping for. So they hooked it up. So yeah, it was a good deal. I think for all the cards, whatever cards I got, and the ETB and the trade and whatever included, it ended up being like $340. So I ended up haggling and getting a good deal. I was always so afraid of haggling until I realized that vendors really come to expect it. Like I've heard from vendors say that they expect to pay or like sell stuff at 90% basically for most stuff. Anyways, this was my total haul. So I got a lot. I got this Unbroken Bonds blister too. That was freaking sick. That was a huge upgrade to my Packy decks as well, where I just have a loose Unbroken Bonds. I actually ended up opening the Unbroken Bonds loose pack, which is crazy because I think I paid $55 for it last year. I didn't get anything, but it was still cool. So I have the blister now, which looks sick. I think I got it for $70. That was a good pack. I saw a sleeve pack of Evolutions for $80, and I thought about buying it, but I'm not a huge Evolutions fan, so I didn't buy it. Anyways, my 2 chases going into this were the Pokemon Center ETB and the 2 gold stars you might be able to see there. The gold stars, the gold cards, the Palkia V-Star and the Dialga V-Star, because the prior weekend at a show in Greensboro, I picked up the Giratina V-Star and the Arceus V-Star in gold, those Crown Zenith ones. I won't rant about it again, but I do think the Crown Zenith hits are going to be going up pretty soon since the packs have been. So I did want to pick those up. I was looking for a couple different vendors, or for one vendor to have both cards so I could kind of get a deal, you know. But honestly, going to the show, I was hoping to get $150 for both, and I ended up getting each for $70 from 2 different vendors. So that worked with me. The Dialga, the vendor told me that he was like thinking of grading it if he didn't sell it the day I bought it. And I thought that was like, okay, yeah, sure, you just want me to pay more for it. But no, I went home and looked at it, and it looked really good. So I'm planning on actually grading it now, and we'll see. It'll be a good video, you know. Was the vendor right? We'll find out, you know. I bought some plasma cards, some radiant cards went over earlier, some more cards for my connecting cards, stuff like that. I got an Infernape V box as well, because we got one at the card show we went to on my birthday and opened it and got nothing, but had to try again because it's a pretty good price. I got it for $40 for the packs in it. Not a bad deal. Have you pulled the Charizard SIR? Which one, Cadence? There's a couple. There's the SIR from Obsidian Flames. There's the one from Paldean Fates. There's the one from 151. There's the one from Phantasmal Flames. I've only pulled the one from 151, which I already was... out of all those, it might be my favorite. I don't know if I like it more than the one from Phantasmal Flames, but it's very cool. And it's definitely a card I'm going to cherish for a long time. Very sick card. 151's been kind to me, luckily. So just a closer look at some of these pickups. I did, because I'm doing, I'll show you a picture of this, I have this later, but because I'm doing the Arceus from Platinum Arceus set with all those reverse holos and like the level X cards and the promos, it basically takes up 15 spots of a binder, which is like almost 2 pages with 3 free spots. So I was like, I need to get 3 fire card, like Arceus cards, to go in those 3 spots. So I picked up some heat this weekend. One of them being this promo card from that Arceus V box with like the little figure. I think that actually has Cosmic Eclipse in that box, which is why it's pretty expensive now. I got this Japanese one. It's a Japanese Legends Arceus promo, which is really cool too. It kind of looks similar, honestly. And then the third one I got was a tag team card from it was the same dude who hooked me up with a really good card for a good deal last week at a different show, and he gave me a great bucks. It was like $20 for the tag team card. So that binder looks fire now. We'll see it in a minute, but we'll do a little collection update too on now that I've bought all this cool stuff. Bottom middle, hell yeah, baby. That's my favorite. Collection update. I bought a second shelf. The girlfriend approved it, so we got a second shelf installed. I moved some stuff around, measured, made sure it fit. The door handle kind of hits this like middle rack where the binders are sitting, but it kind of just like rides on it. It works out. But yeah, I filled it up. I'm hoping to also upgrade my desk where I like film stuff on to not be a tailgating table anymore. I want to go to like a secondhand furniture store and pick up like a nice old wooden desk, you know, that has some drawers, maybe a little less like wide, but has some drawers where I can fit like stuff like the supplies, you know, that isn't as cool to look at. Like I don't want it on a shelf, or like bulk stuff like that. But it's really nice to finally have more room because the ETB wall is getting too big for one shelf. But really nice to actually have somewhere for my binders too, because those things were just a hazard. Every time I took one out, it was like playing Jenga and one would just fly across the room and knock something over. So it also made me realize that I have more binders than I expected. With that being said, I have one coming later this week for something that will be revealed on next week's episode of TyraniTalk. And I was doing the math on like, where are my collections? How do I want to organize my binders? And I need like 3 more binders to be like mentally happy. So I'm going to get those eventually. Oh man, the art of collecting is just endless organization. But yeah, second shelf unlocked, baby. Let's go. I also found like the pegs that like hold the shelves up. I've been thinking about using them to hold up blisters. And so I found my old ones from my old shelf, and then also they had extras from this new one. So now I also have my blisters hung up, and it looks kind of sick. Like, look at that lineup of the blisters right there. Like, that goes hard. I am a little worried of them falling off. They look like a little precarious there, but I think that's one of the things you kind of worry about when it happens, you know? Hopefully it never does, though. So no earthquakes in this city, please. I'm begging. I don't know though, something about the aesthetic with the blisters next to the ETBs and the graded cards, like just a fire little combo right there. This is an update. These are the cards that I bought in just really high res zoomed in. These are the bigger cards I bought this weekend though, to complete this set here from Crown Zenith. I actually didn't know until I looked this up But kind of like the Growlithe and Perrin from Twilight Masquerade, the like how Growlithe's supposed to be like upside down if you want to have the connecting art done correctly. Giratina is as well, which I actually think makes this whole image make a lot more sense. I don't know why I hadn't tried looking at it from upside down. And I think that's really cool. So whenever I arrange this in my binder, I will I will have to do that. Of course, in my binder right now, it's just missing Dialga because I'm gonna send him for grading. But I don't know. If you were me and your Dialga came back and it got a 10, what would you do? Like, would you sell the 10 and buy another Dialga for your binder? Would you keep the 10 and buy another Dialga for your binder? I don't know, because I really want one for the binder so I can do shit like this, you know? Maybe if it's not a 10, I'll crack it and just put it in the binder. Because even if a 9's good, though. I don't know. Put in the chat what you would do. I need opinions here. Here are just some other connecting arts I've been working on. So we mentioned some of these already and showed you them. This Electivire Magmortar is one that I've had for a while. They're not really connecting arts necessarily, but like they're both in the same set and have each other in them, and I just think that's adorable. So that's adorable. I bought this Mesprit this weekend, so I need to get the Latias, the third one, out of this connecting art to figure out how they are actually arranged, but I think that's really cool. Latias is the most expensive one for sure. It's like, I think it's come down though. I think it's like 160 now maybe. Mesprit was $10. Latios I packed, but I think he's worth like $30. So yeah, it's just like, I want to protect these cards on top loader binder, but when you're working with connecting arts, they just look so much better when you're in a top loaderless binder because they're closer together, you know? So less space between. The Arceus and White Kyurem were a new discovery to me. There's a Regigigas I'm missing there on the left, but they're actually XY promos that make up a connecting art that looks really cool. I think this whole page is cool because it's like the sun shining kind of promos. And then the bottom row is cards that I picked up all at the card show. So I think I paid like in total less than $30 for that bottom row, which is really cool to have a whole connecting art set that includes an SIR in that Pidgeot. So if you want a cheap connecting art set that includes an SIR, shout out that one. It's really cool. This is an update on the Arceus collection. So what I was trying to verbally describe earlier is what this bottom row is visualizing now, with like the different cool Arceus cards on the bottom, because I only have 3 spots left. But after our pickups recently, I'm just missing the electric reverse holo, so that'll officially complete that portion. I'm missing 1 level X card. I think it's number 94. I have 95 and 96 here. And then I'm missing 1 promo. I think it's a level X promo though. DP something. Yeah, so I'm missing 3 cards and then I'll be all set. Really cool. I'm pretty stoked to have this done. All the cards, like looking at them just from like a picture like this, you can't really even tell that they're even damaged. So that's what I mean when I say if you're picking up cards for cute little sets in your binder, damage is not a bad way to go. You just gotta get a nice sleeve that doesn't show the back. You need 10s of all the others. Dude, that would be crazy. That Giratina in the 10 has gotta be worth a ton, dude. It's gotta be. My Delta Species update. So here's some of my non-holos right now that I have. This Rayquaza was a big pickup for me. I love that thing. I think it was like $8. The Latias 2, I want to say, was like $5. And then some cool electric types. I really love this Kabuto. Look at all the different Kabutos in the background. There's like 3 of them in there. Very cool. I love all the different like types. Like you name a Pokemon and you're like, I don't even know what type it's gonna be in Delta Species. It's crazy. This Typhlosion was kind of a crazy pickup. I found it for $8, although it's been folded in both directions. It's like a pretty pricey card raw. I had just before that seen a reverse holo one with like the Dragon Frontier stamp on it for like in a PSA 10 for like 10 grand. So I was, I was activated to go get Typhlosion. But this is my holo page with a lot of cool bangers on here. That Jinx is a non-holo. You can just see through the binder. I actually put this in my old-fashioned 3-ring Southern Islands binder because these are mostly damaged anyways. So it's fun. I get to like use my old cool vintage binder and then go look at my old cool vintage Pokemon, very fun. And then this last page here is just all the reverse holo Delta Species. So I picked up these top 3 actually this weekend. The Holland Phantom Strapinch was sick. that might go in the Flygon binder. I haven't decided yet. The seal is really cool, and I really love the Pidgeot here too. We talked about the Radiant collection, so here you can see my progress so far on the 4 cards I have. Another one that I'm trying to do though, and I think there's only 9 cards, so 1 binder page, is the the Amazing Rare cards from, I think this is Sword Shield. Maybe not though. Maybe it's Sun Moon. I don't know. But I have the Yveltal. I packed it, and when I packed it, I was like, what in tarnation? What is this? It's an Amazing Rare, it turns out, is what it's called. So there's 8 others I need. They're all pretty cheap. I'm going to collect that set. And lastly, another one that I've been pondering collecting, which the more I think about it, the more I lean towards doing it, because it's really not very expensive, but is Celebrations. I have a handful of them here. So if you ever look at Celebrations, there's 25 in just the base set, which are the least expensive cards mostly. I think the most expensive, there's like a Mew at like 20 bucks. And then there's the classic collection that has like all the kind of like hits, you know, and has the Celebration stamp on that. So like the Reshiram and Zekrom are in the classic collection, whereas like the Groudon is probably just in the Zamazaintar, probably just in the normal set. Oh yeah, actually wait, you can see here. If they have the out of 25 numbering, those are going to be like the main set Pokemon, whereas like these out of another different number is going to be like the classic collection, because it's like they basically just remade the card and then just threw the Pikachu stamp on it. This Dragapult's not actually part of the set, it's from a promo. Love that card though. They're like trying to, I don't remember the set where they did the funny like almost like mewing like look, but they kind of were going for that there. They even like wrote it on the box, like this is why we made this Dragapult look like this. I love that card though. And then this Torchic I picked up, I think I got it for free at one point, but it was a McDonald's promo, it turns out. So I don't know why it has the out of 25 numbering. Maybe there was 25 McDonald's Celebrations cards too, and if so, we'll have to collect those. I'll have to look that up actually. That's homework for next week. But yeah, probably gonna try master setting Celebrations, so wish me luck there. Another thing I want to do every week is what have I recently ripped? That's so fun. Maybe, you know, I won't have ripped anything that week. We'll never know. This week I did though. Boy, did I. I was at the card show. There was a dude selling these stupid ass Walmart mystery packs for 15 bucks each, which I think if you buy them at Walmart, they're half that price, but you will never find them. But they're actually like legit. I don't think they have rates, which is unfortunate. Oh, look for chase packs seeded 1 to 10. So they do have a rate. So a rate means that it's going to be legit, or else they would be in a lawsuit. And this one, the chase is Crystal Guardians. That's a booster pack, which is like a $1,200 pack. So I bought 2 for 30 bucks, which was fun. I got Scarlet Violet base out of both, which is worst case scenario, not only because it's a cheap pack, but because I've master setted that set. So it's like I'm only opening these to hopefully get a card I can sell, basically. And like that's not why I rip packs. It's not me, man. No, can you? Okay, sorry. This is a funny chat. Simmons Latex said, "Can you give me Pokemon blocks?" I don't know what a Pokemon block is. Everyone doesn't trust me. Which you could just say nobody trusts me. He says, "It's my birthday. No one give away anything for me. Can you give me away? Can you give away me a Pokemon box, please? It's my birthday. No one trusts me. Everyone hates me." I'm sorry for laughing. It's probably a scam. So I don't feel that bad. But I can do, yeah. Join my Discord and DM me. We'll work on a Pokemon box if that's true, man. I don't know what a Pokemon box is necessarily, but we'll work on it. We'll see. We'll see about that. Happy birthday if it is actually your birthday. Anyways, that's part of the fun of doing a live stream, isn't it? I ripped both of those Scarlet Violet base set packs. Got nothing. I watched my buddy also rip a UPC Charizard, a Mega Charizard X UPC. He got nothing. I ripped this Infernape V box from the card show. I got nothing. For some reason too, weirdly enough, I was looking at that Empoleon promo there in the Infernape box, and it's worth like $1,000 in a 10. which I don't understand. Someone knows anything about that, let me know. But I was looking at it on price charting, and it's worth like $1,000 for some reason at a 10. Mine's like mangled, so definitely not a 10. No problem, Zlatic. Yeah, give it a sub. We open a pack for subs, so at the end of this, we'll open a pack for every sub. So if you sub, I'll know, and we'll rip a pack in your name. That's a good birthday present right there. But yeah, and we also ripped, more importantly, 2 Mega Charizard X UPCs. Or one of them was a Mega Charizard Y UPC, as you can tell. North Carolina exclusive. And those popped off for me. It's a stretch because it's not centered super well, but I do think one of the promo Charizards is going to be a 10. I'm going to try grading it. I already have one in for grading already, so we'll kind of see. But here are my hits for the first box. So I got from the first box, okay, granted these have 18 packs. They have 4 Journey Together, 4 Phantasmal Flames, 4 Mega Evolution, 4 Destined Rivals, 2 Surging Sparks, 4 illustration rares, and a secret illustration rare. What was weird is that the 4 illustrations were like perfectly spread across the 4 sets you have with 4 packs, which was funny. Like I got the Lycanroc from Journey Together. I got the Spidops from Destined Rivals. I got the Snover from Mega Evolution. And I got the Togedemaru from Phantasmal. Kind of weird that, it was just perfectly distributed like that. And so once I had gotten all 4 IRs, I was like, oh no, does that mean I'm not going to get anything else? And then bam, we got the Crobat. So he's horribly centered, but it's a beautiful card. I know it's not one of the best cards out of the set, but it's a great SIR to me. I think it usually goes for like $60. I'm keeping it in my personal collection though. I love that it's got the Zubats, the Golbats, obviously the Crobat, and the Team Rockets trainer in there. Super cool card. I try to, like, whenever I'm pulling sets too, like I try to pull all the modern sets, I try to pull the set until I get an SIR, just for like, having cool cards and just like good content. I want to pull at least one SIR out of a set. And so I've been grinding on some Destined Rivals for a little too long. So now I can finally, like, when I see products that have Destined Rivals in it, I'm like, I'm all good. I don't need to buy anymore now. I like the Mega Charizard new box of Pokemon. Let's go, Rick! Let's go! How much times will you be live? How many times are you going to be live? Intermittently, I like to game live sometimes, Zlatic, but I also am going to be... I commit to doing this every Tuesday. So always Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. At least once a week. You can guarantee that. The second UPC though is these are my hits. So 3 IRs this time. So I guess the Mega Charizard Y box actually beat the Charizard X box. See what I did with Xbox? But got an Electrike, got a Houndstone, a Furret. I'm master setting the Journey Together master set too, so I also got a second SIR from Journey Together, and then also a Furret. So both cards I didn't have in the master set, which is huge. I can't believe that I went 2 SIRs and 2 UPCs though. That's bonkers. If you open Pokemon cards and you open Mega Charizard UPCs, you should know how crazy this is, because I feel like every other Mega Charizard UPC I see, other than Creamy Seth's that we talked about with the Absol, I feel like they're all cooked. They're all cooked. It's crazy. Okay. Let's do a PSA update. As you know, I like to grade my cards with PSA. I have 2 submissions out there right now, 15 cards total. The update is that I have no update. I submitted one at the beginning of December for 4 cards, and then a bigger one for 11 cards on January 5th. And I haven't gotten any updates other than that they've arrived. So I'm bummed, but we got no updates yet. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I was looking at the prices though of like, because by the time you get your cards back, it's been like 3 months. So I was trying to see how the prices changed on PSA 10 cards that I've submitted. And most of them have gone down by like $5, except for the Rayquaza VMAX from Evolving Skies. That thing has gone up by like $200. So it more than covers for the depreciation of the other cards. Now let's get into some juice, okay? Let's get into the news. Zlatic, that's just not true. Oh, you did sub. You did sub though, so we're gonna rip a pack for you. I love you, Rick. Thank you for coming. I love you. I like you. Rikachu. Sleep tight, you little prince. We got here the newest set in Japanese, Nihil Zero, or I don't know, is that what it's called? I feel like that's what I was told first, but the name translation is a little weird. But something zero, focused around the word or letter Z, Zygarde, because of the newest game, ZA. So this one's just kind of capitalizing off of the new megas that they made in that game, like Mega Zygarde, like Mega Clefairy, and Mega Starmie. You can see though they really chose Zygarde to be like the headliner because they gave him the gold card, which, you know, I actually think people shit on this, I've heard, because of like, oh, now you just give a gold card to everyone, like the gold cards were something special. It's like, you knew when they gave both Lucario and a Gardevoir they were going to have at least one in every set. Like, you knew it, and you knew not every set was going to have, you know, gosh dang Charizard as the best card. Like, you knew it, there was going to be worse ones. With that being said, I think that this looks really cool. Like, it actually looks like, with the patterns, it looks pretty sick. I don't even love like the huge sex toy that he has on his head when he's in his mega form, but like it works for the gold card. It works. I do wish that they did more of like the monochrome cards, like they do with the black and white cards with the Dialga, where they like try to keep everything a hue of the card. So like this would all be gold and not have all these other colors, like the red fighting signs or the black text. You know, whatever though, it's fine. They still look cool. I think they're just impossible to pack. I think that's why they're expensive, you know. But yeah, the Mew, I think, is, or not, why did I call that Mew? Meowth is one that I think a lot of people like to cling on for this set. It seems to be like the highlight SAR. I like it, but I don't like love it. Like, I think it's really cool. It looks comic booky. I like the background, but it's not like necessarily like a chase card for me personally. If I packed it, I would be happy with it. I would keep it, but it's not like something that I'm necessarily seeking out, you know. But I'm glad that other people like it a lot. It looks like this Tyrant is included in the Nihil Zero set for Japan. This is going to be the ETB promo for us though, y'all. So don't worry about trying to pack that one in Japanese if you're picking up an ETB. Okay, well, it is your birthday, Simon Zlotic, so I hope you do have a birthday Pikachu. I hope you have a little birthday cake too. I also saw a leak of this Rowlet. I think this is real, but yeah, I think it's really cute. It kind of looks like the same art as what's his name, Hoppip from Mega Dream. I gotta check now. Hoppip Mega Dream? Not Hoppip, Budu. Sorry, Budu. That's what I'm thinking of. Wrong grass type. Budu Mega Dream. Okay, let's see what this artist is. We're doing a deep dive here. Yoko, that's not it. That wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't the right artist. But it looks similar. I think he looks really cute though. I like how plump he is, you know. He's real round. He looks fed, you know. He's really cute. So I saw that card leak. And here's the big SIRs. I actually have them in order of my least to most favorite. The Starmie, I think, is just such a flop. They missed doing like the Patrick and Tights meme, really. It's cool they're doing Psybeam, but like, what really is this? You know, like, what is going on here? I don't know. It seems like a miss to me. The Zygarde one, I don't love Mega Zygarde, but this is a sick card. Like, this is like, it almost feels like we're in like Tron or like a retro arcade game. And like, I love the way that you can see all the different megas, especially in this card. Like, the way they have it split up is almost like a choose your fighter arcade game at the top there, where it's like the 50% form on the left, the dog on the right, the full form on the top. And then also on the sides, you can see the cells, which I think is even cooler. Like, that was a detail I didn't even realize until really recently. So very cool. But my favorite, I think, has to be, for some reason, this Mega Clefable. I'm not Mega Clefable's #1 fan. Like, I don't know why it has like weird like cow ear things going on and stuff. Or I've had friends point out the fact that it looks like a penis. But this card is just beautiful to me. Like, it's so cool. It's got, actually, let me look at, it's kind of fitting the vibe of if you look up here at the Clefairy, Like I bet those would be like a cool connecting art. Kind of very similar vibes with like the starry clouds, but it's giving like Kirby Air Ride to me. Like I grew up playing Kirby, and like it almost gives like Clefable looks like Kirby, and like the just normal Clefable like silhouette below it that's in yellow kind of looks like the star from Kirby. So I don't know, I just think it's beautiful. It's got the moon, you know, Clefairy's under the moon, call back to the anime. Just very sick, very, very sick. Simmons Lotic wants to know how much the gold Charizard is. Quick interlude. Just are you even paying attention, Zlotic? Like, we're not even talking about gold Charizard right now. No, I'm just messing with you. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. 322 now. It's come down quite a bit. It's a lot cheaper than the SIR. So I mean, I don't like this one. I'm not gonna lie. I think because he has little chicken arms, he just looks weak. He looks like an underfed Charizard, in my opinion. Or like a cast member of Wicked Charizard, if you will. And like actual purchasing news, I have heard about the new prismatic bundle coming to Sam's Club that's going to be really sick on February 10th. Now, I've heard conflicting reports. I've seen some people say that it's going to be in store only. I've seen some accounts say that it's going to be online. I don't know. I really don't know. This one says it's going to be online at 10 p.m. Central on February 10th. So that's where I'm going to be that time that day, if that's the truth. Oh, excuse me, if that's the truth. But it's a big deal because it's $40 for a booster bundle and a surprise box. These normally go for, I think, 30 and 20. So you're saving $10. But the thing is that market, a surprise box probably goes for like 30, $40, and a booster bundle goes for like 60. So really, you could think about it as actually saving yourself $60 because you're not spending $100. So those are really cool. Don't be a scalper and buy those if you're going to go sell them immediately. Only buy these if you're wanting to add to your sealed collection or rip them. These are really cool though. I think I'm going to try to pick some up if I can, for sure. If I have to go wait in line for them, I'm probably not going to do it for this. No. I've had terrible luck ripping prismatics, so I will, if I buy it, I will buy it and rip it because I'm still looking for an SIR, haven't gotten one yet, and I would love to. Our next piece here, we were fucking lied to. Sorry to drop the F-bomb, but that one hurt. I even made a post on this because I was so excited. I don't ever want to mislead people whenever I post videos on like kind of like information like this, where it's like drops potentially, or you know, like rumored new cards. But this was just too exciting for me to not want to like try to share with the Pokemon community if it was true. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who are new to collecting and don't necessarily have the best pathways for buying MSRP stuff or know how to do that. And a lot of those people probably want some 151. So when I saw that the 151 UPC was going to be on Target's site for MSRP, I was like, holy shit, that's going to be crazy. These normally go, I have it posted here on the right, these normally go now in the market for almost $650. So like getting it for like 120, whatever, 115 would have been absurd. I would have held on to mine for the rest of the time. I think they're very cool boxes, but I'm not going to pay $650 for one. But you know what? It came that time. I set my alarm for 3 a.m. this past weekend, woke up, and got no notification, you know? And I just felt like an idiot. I felt bad for posting a video. But, you know, at the end of the day, I wanted everyone to eat. We didn't eat at all. Maybe next time, though. We got to keep trying, because that would have been sick. Ascended Heroes news as well, really big because it is coming out this Friday. It's hard though because I've never been this like unenthused for a drop because of the tiered release. Like I really am not going to have anything to open that I know of. At launch this Friday, they were going to have both the two-pack blisters of Ascended Heroes and the 3-pack blisters, but the 2-pack blisters got delayed to February 20th when the ETBs are coming out. So if you want to do that in pack value, you know, simplify it, that's like 40% even less than we thought we were going to have of an already low supply, you know. So it's going to be really hard to rip packs until like April of Ascended Heroes, and even then probably pretty hard. So my best advice on this set as it comes out is just wait, just treat it as a long break, like between sets really, because it's going to be like 10-15 bucks at least of a pack, or a 4-pack of Ascended Heroes when it comes out, because it's going to be such low supply. Just don't give in. Don't buy that. Just wait until your pre-orders come. Wait until supply trickles in more. I know it's annoying to have to wait because there's a lot of really cool cards, but just don't pay initial market values. They're just terrible and they're going to go down. They also did drop a second pre-order last week from the Pokemon Center for their Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs. So if you had hope of getting some and missed the pre-order back in November, it looks like they are going to do, well, they did another tier, so they've done it at least twice, but maybe they'll do another one. So if you haven't gotten one yet, that might be instilling some hope in you that you will get one. I got some of the first wave. I tried to get more of the second wave, but I was in pretty early too, but it was definitely a smaller supply. I wasn't able to get any more because I really wanted to rip some. So yeah, but it comes out this Friday. Again, I'm super excited for a lot of the cool cards. I think we should go ahead and just look at the I don't know if they'd have an Ascended Heroes price guide yet. They might though, because they might. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, they do. No, not a price guide, not a price guide. We can go off Mega Dream though, because it's this special set. It's gonna be 1-to-1. So we'll see all the cards, at least the card arts. But if you haven't seen Mega Dream yet, you haven't been seeing the Japanese packs that everyone's ripping over the past month or two, it's this set. A lot of cool cards. I actually bought a booster box of this 2 weekends ago because I just think the set is so good. It has SIRs of Gengar, Dragonite, Pikachu, and Mewtwo, not to mention others. So like it's a super collectible set in my opinion, and something that a lot of people are going to want to rip. So it's got this SIR Gengar. It's got the gold Dragonite. This really cool SIR Dragonite, which again, don't love the SIR or the Mega form of Dragonite, but that SIR is crazy. I kind of get annoyed that they make so many Pikachu cards and Charizard cards, but that Pikachu is something that I really want. I don't know why it's such a beautiful card. I also don't know why they're still doing damn Terra Crowns. We're in the Mega era. What are you doing? But it doesn't matter. It's so cool. This Team Rockets card is one of those cards that is so simple, where I think they did a really similar one already in Destined Rivals too. But I heard in person it just looks really cool. And I kind of like that like phantom edge they give him with like his psychic powers. I think that's super sick too. My favorite card though of this set has to be this End Zoroark. I think they would look really good next to the Miss Magius from Obsidian Flames. It's like Alphonse Muka inspired. It's really cool. I think it would look really good in a binder next to this guy if you just look at them side by side. Kind of like the purple circular pattern, just so heavily detailed though. I really want that card. I really do. Shout out Jace Bland. He asked for a shout out, and you know what? He deserves it. Thank you, all the live stream homies hanging out in here. But along with the other ones that we didn't look at, there's the Mega Attack rares that are introduced in this set. Ascended Heroes for English, where they have the kind of like the old days, they have the text along with the Mega. These are actually guaranteed in the Mega Dream booster packs. You're guaranteed one, so I think that we'll actually see higher prices in English than you're expecting for those Mega Attack rares, just because there's no guaranteed hit for them. That's just my prediction though. We'll all see. I'm very excited for the set, but again, it's just hard to be excited when there's nothing for you to get, keep sealed, and get to look at, or even rip and collect, get a head start on collecting. So kind of a bummer, but hopefully we'll have more news with Ascended Heroes as it comes out and as we get pushing on this release schedule. They also released another wave of these 2026 30th anniversary Pokemon Day boxes with this cool Pikachu promo. I don't know why something took over me and I just bought 5 more. I don't know why. I just think that this card, with being a combo 30th day and Pokemon 30th anniversary and Pokemon Day stamp, I just think that it'll go for a lot at one point. It is pretty basic though. I don't know. The art on the second pack looks slightly different than the first two, so I don't know if that's supposed to be an Ascended Heroes pack or what. I hope it is. I hope it's not just another Phantasmal. I really don't want to rip more Phantasmal, but anyways, I don't know how many of these I should open. I'm going to have 7 total, so let me know what you would do. I want to open at least 1 for the promo, but let me know how many you would open out of 7. I want to keep, at least a couple sealed. Big news for TCG Pocket players. Fantastical Parade comes out tomorrow, or if you want to view it as tonight, it's coming out January 28th at 2 a.m. Eastern time, so I'm not staying up for it. I've stayed up to do a live stream before for drops, but it's like you just end up sitting there and having bad like bandwidth and queue times. So it took me like an hour to get in last time, and like opening a pack took like 20 minutes because it just took so long for the game to actually load. Like it was just, the server was in such rough shape. So I won't be doing that, but I will be opening packs tomorrow and posting my hits on my social media. So yeah, if you're a TCG Pocket player, that's going to be big news for you. I'm not super excited about it. I mean, it'll have Mega Gardevoir, but I haven't seen any leaks of like cool cards from it. It seems to be kind of mid if it's just Mega Gardevoir and Ogerpon. So, probably just going to try to do the usual, grab the 1-stars, grab the diamond cards and the 3-star and just get out, hope for better days. I still have some gold loaded up from the anniversary this year. I'll maybe use a little bit of it on like a tenner when this comes out, but otherwise I'm not going to be pulling much from this. Here's some of the cards that we're going to be seeing. So you can see Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. Each of your Pokemon that has energy attached recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by any special conditions. So having this on your bench is going to be pretty sick. Really good defense against the deck I actually run right now, Mega Lopunny and Magnezone. So that sucks. They're also introducing stadium cards in this set. So they didn't have these in TCG Pocket. It looks like I think they're gonna have more than just Peculiar Plaza, but this one takes down the retreat cost of your psychic Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. It'll be fun to see what that does. Fantasia Force for Mega Gardevoir. Take 3 energy from your energy zone and attach it to your psychic Pokemon in any way you like. It's just like a more juiced version of the original Gardevoir from the Mewtwo set, so that's crazy. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to facing that for 2 energy and 110 damage. I recently grinded last week to go from like Great Ball 1 to like Ultra Ball 2. I was just like, why do I just sit here? I usually just played 1 game and then would just like get my rewards at the end of the period for ranked battles, and which was like 50 hourglasses, and then do the same every cycle. And I was like, why don't I just grind one day and just get up there more, and then now I'll just repeat the same cycle, Now I'll just play 1 game every once in a cycle, and just, I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to report back on how big the Ultra Ball 2 rewards are in comparison. So we'll see how much it jumps from 50 hourglasses. As usual, though, if you play TCG Pocket and you want to add me, you want to trade, anything like that, here's my friend ID. Go ahead and take a screenshot or something and go ahead and add me. I'll respond to some friend requests later tonight and tomorrow for sure. But once again, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, whether you're here streaming with us or you are going to be watching this in post. This has been an awesome recap of the week in the Pokemon universe, preferably Hoenn. I am going to be posting these tomorrow on Spotify and YouTube, so if you want to share them with a friend, rewatch the madness, anything like that, you can go ahead and do so there. Let me just go ahead. Since we have a nice new subscriber, as per ritual, we will rip a pack. I'll rip 2 just because it's a good TyraniTalk Tuesday, and then 1 for the new subscriber. So we rip the little trick or trades every time so that we can collect the set together, and then each subscriber has a part of the set. I think it's super fun. We got a Houndoom. We got a... Oh, Serendipity. Nice. And a Pumpkaboo. I love that. Very nice. Those are our hits from our first pack. Let's go pack number 2. Oh, come on now. Don't be difficult. You're a 3-card pack. You don't have the backbone to be difficult. Okay. We got a Fuecoco. Ooh, Mimikyu. Ooh, Screamtail. Very cool. I haven't seen that on like Trick or Trade yet with that cool pattern. Anyways, thanks again, everyone. You are all the best. Join me next week for episode 3. You never know what we're going to be talking about next week. Kristen, thank you so much for subbing too. I appreciate you. If you just watch this or are just tuning in, we'll be posting this tomorrow on YouTube and Spotify, so you can rewatch all the madness. But I hope you can join us next week for episode 3. All right, everyone. Peace out. Enjoy your night and have a great rest of your week.